gentlemen, welcome to the conversation about reclaiming masculinity in the aftermath of narcissistic abuse. You know, society's expectations, they put you in a box. And to break free, we have to redefine what it means to be a man. And this means diving deep into those challenges, confronting the demons with the male courage, the unwavering courage of the archetype of the man, of the king, of the warrior, tapping into those archetypes. So we're not just talking about healing and what it means to heal, which is obviously a massive part of it, but we're also talking about reclaiming the throne, you know, tapping in to true strength, true resilience, true authenticity to be a man. You know, it's a journey, it's a transformational journey that we can embark on and reclaim our masculinity, heal from the narcissist who has fed us with these broken lies. And this isn't just the narcissist in our life, but also society as a whole. Yeah, because there's always someone willing to jump in and be like, you need to behave in a certain way. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to do that. Whether it was our parents from childhood, whether it was friends from school, whether it was teachers, whether it was just everything we've watched and consumed in the media, it's all told us that we need to act in a certain way to be a man. But the truth is, as a man, we need to reclaim what it means to be a man, reclaim our throne, reclaim that unshakable confidence that's your divine right. So let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into the reasons why it's so difficult for men to break free in the aftermath of narcissistic abuse. So I've noticed that there are 5 main reasons why healing isn't working for you, reasons why you are stuck. Now, I'm a therapist specializing in narc recovery, and I've been a survivor myself. I've been at rock bottom, plus I help many male clients along their journeys to become unstuck. So if you're ready, let's dive deep into this journey to get unstuck and move forward with what you're struggling with. So the first reason is because literally men lack friends. We often lack social support. You know, women have these big friendship groups. Like, for instance, they keep in contact with old school friends. And then when they do meet up, or the work colleagues, when they do meet up, they're happy to be more vulnerable. They speak about their vulnerability. It's normal for women to talk about things that men would kind of be like, oh yeah, it doesn't quite feel right. I don't want to tell Bob about that. But what would Bob think of me? Men like to speak about work, about achievements, about maybe success, kind of stuff that's kind of egotistical, external more. So we need to learn to tap into those internal feelings and understand that feelings are not a woman thing. Feelings are a human thing, and being vulnerable is a courageous thing. Vulnerable is a thing that kings do when they allow themselves to truly express who they are and not see problems as weaknesses. Now, at this point in the video, you may be thinking, I don't have a community. How do I make friends at my age? It's so difficult. I'd love to have people who listen to me, who get me, who are going through the same thing as I am. Well, I hear you. I've been there myself, and I get it. It is difficult to find. And that's why we created our community in our program called Rise and Reinvent, which you're free to check out. You're free to come and join our training. Just check the link in the bio. But this training is designed to help you reinvent your life, but also you will get access to our free VIP community. Just simply click in the link in the description or comment below to get free access to that. Now, the second reason that men struggle with breakups more than women is because men think that closure is Tinder. Men think closure is getting another woman into bed. Men think with their ego. Men are thinking about, okay, I need to replace this part of my life. Men are thinking about that temporary feeling of temporarily let it escape from the pain. And if it's not a woman, then it's going to be porn. If it's not porn, it's going to be alcohol. If it's not alcohol, it's going to be drugs. It's going to be some form of escapism. On the other hand, women, they are, as we said before, they're good at talking, so they're talking to their friends, but they're going to go and find someone to help them. They're going to use that time to grow, to heal, to seek out a therapist. So if a woman is healing from narcissistic abuse, she is looking for a therapist. If a man is healing from narcissistic abuse, they're like, I can't tell anyone about this, I just need to go and get laid. So that is the difference when we're coming at it from that place of, and not accepting what's happening to us, not allowing it to happen to us, which again is one of the men's, weaknesses, is actually the inability to be vulnerable and open up and speak to other people. Now, the next reason that men struggle with narcissistic breakups more than women is because men lose a sense of who they are when they're in the relationship, when they're in the narcissistic relationship. So for men to try and reinvent themselves, to try and find themselves, often reverts back to old forms of living, rather than looking at their future you. Okay, you've split up with someone and you're not thinking, okay, this is an opportunity to work on myself, which is what often women do. They get the books, they stay in, they start reading, they start building their strength back up so they come out a stronger version of themselves. What lessons did I learn from this, etc., etc. Men, because we've been so kind of, hen-pecked, if you will, right? We revert back into what we would do in the past, okay? So we start to be like, well, there's no one telling us not to, make crumbs. There's no one telling us not to eat biscuits before bed. There's no one telling us not to order pizza every day. So we're like, well, I'm taking back my power. I'm going to drink whenever I want. I'm taking back my power. I'll eat whatever I want. I'm taking back my power, and this is what I'm going to do. All these things that we would have done before we met that person. Well, I'm taking myself back. Actually, yeah, you're taking yourself backwards to a person that you used to be, which isn't going to help you move forward, because all that negative food or that negative energy that you're putting in yourself is going to make yourself feel worse, because you're going to put on weight. You're going to, you're eating food that creates more anxiety. You're eating food that's going to make you not look as good. So you're going to feel more miserable about yourself. You're going to eat it and then have the hangover, or you're going to have the regret, the guilt from eating it, or from drinking, or whatever it is that you end up doing as you escape, as you're like taking back your power. Now, the next reason that men struggle so much when they come out of a narcissistic breakup more than women is because we have lost our support person. Often for a man, even if it's a female narcissist, because obviously narcissists, they're good at pretending to be what we want them to be. So we think, hey, we found our mother, we found that love, we found that support, we found that emotional support person, and we're used to going to a woman for our support as a man. So what will happen is we will often turn to the female who's very unsupportive, who uses that against us. She pretends to be the supportive female in our life, and tells us we don't need anyone else. Block out every other female that get rid of all your female friends, don't talk to your mother, that kind of thing. Then when you have this female who becomes your support system, who uses that against you by telling you lies, telling you that, yeah, you need to lose weight or whatever, they kind of start to belittle you in many ways. But we rely on that person. So we come out of the relationship and we're now emotionally lost, because that was our pillar. Whereas when a woman's coming out of her emotionally abusive relationship, likely she has other pillars, other people that she can turn to. She never looked at the man for all of her emotional support. There was probably other people in her life that she trusted. Now, the next reason that men struggle so much with narcissistic breakups more than women is because men are conditioned by culture to be independent, to be strong, to be aggressive, to be emotionally constipated, if you will. Masculinity has become, this rigid form of, this is what a man should be, this is the box that we're going to put people in, and we don't allow in any feminine parts of ourselves. We lose sight of that feminine internalness that men have access to as well, because we think we need to be a man, and this is the ways that men behave. But we have to remember that as a man, we have the archetypes. So we have the archetypes of the king, we have the archetypes of the warrior that we can tap into. But we also have those archetypes of the magician, of the lover. And we need to learn to use these and reconnect with all the archetypes that we have been given. And guys, thank you for watching the video. If it was useful, please subscribe and don't forget to register to our free training. Namaste.